You're wet through.
Mother and me have had a disagreement. She won't have me back in the house. Been walking around in the rain. I thought, if I got wet enough, your mother might take me in.
Edith's got bronchitis. I must go south.
Now?
Just going to pack a bag. There's a coach at 12.
I'm not feeling too well myself.
What's the matter with you?
I feel an attack of starvation coming on.
There's food in the freezer.
You never told her you got bronchitis.
You've got to say something in a letter. You can't keep on writing about the weather.
She'll want to come and nurse you.
That's right. Somebody's got to. Well, you know Hetty. She likes to keep active.
Our son. You never told me. Doesn't Frank wonder what he looks like? 50 years. He must be 53, a grown man. He could have a son of his own. Frank could have grandchildren. Why don't I make some inquiries? Discreet inquiries. Ask about. See if I can track him down. A private investigation. No need to let anybody know. I'd keep Frank's name out of it. His own son. Gosh. This is exciting. Imagine bringing father and son together after 50 years. Oh, yeah, I can't talk to you when you've got that thing in your mouth.
You're going too fast.
It wasn't me who brought the subject up.
Frank always starts talking about his son when one of us is ill. Well, you're bound to think about posterity. At our age doesn't mean you've got to shake it by the hand.
Little boy. What was the little boy's name?
Bernard.
Bernard Cross.
Shawcross. When Frank married me, dropped the Shaw, kept on being Cross.
Oh. And she worked in a pub, little Bernard's mother, did she? And they lived above it. What was it called?
Hetty, it was 50 years ago that I pulled it down.
Got to make a start somewhere. Come on, Edith, just the name.
Good intent.
Didn't make much of an impression on Frank, did it?
You'll be cutting your own throat, Hetty, looking for that boy. We've always said there'd be something for you when Frank and I pass over. You don't want to stir things up.
It'd choke me. Little Bernard might be supporting a whole family on supplementary benefit.
Well, what's wrong with that? We're on supplementary benefit.
The difference is you don't need it. Here comes Meals on Wheels. Now, about this son of yours.
She's found him.
She talked to him.
Knows where he lives. Started at pub. She's been bouncing back and forth across Pennines ever since. Put 500 miles on the bus pass.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I'll have to have a think.
Break open the champagne, Edith. You're no longer bigamously married. Frank's legal wife passed away in 1983. And as for your murky past, Frank, I am reliably informed that the son you walked out on 50 years ago is alive and well and living near Halifax.
My son died.
Cold? Of course you're cold. You're in shock. Nothing like the shock I'm in.
Oh!
There are names for what you are. I wouldn't soil my lips with. One day cycling 20 miles from Clitheroe, next day down a rug giving birth like an animal.
It needs rum.
No, it doesn't. It's too late for any of that. It'll be dead, thank God. I don't even want to look at it, and neither should you. Didn't know I was pregnant. How old are you, 5 or 25? Bury the rug with it. That'll be ruined as well by now.
Mother did it before she turned me out.
Frank's legal wife passed away in 1983. And the good intent has changed a fair bit since those bad old days of mass unemployment, when Mara helped her dad behind the bar while Frank kept house and looked after little Bernard.
Oh, that's all I need. No wood and now wet coal. You're about as much use to me, son, as an Easter egg at Christmas.
Little Bernard's married and has a son of his own now, Frank. He left his wife as well. Like father, like son. But not until the boy was 13. Mara never married again. Or had any more children.
Not now. Save it till Christmas.
Nobody holds a grudge for 50 years, Frank. My guess is that your Bernard will be delighted to know that his father is still alive and thinking of him.
We must stop her now before she goes any further. Can't turn clock back. Never work. We have busloads of grandchildren descending on us from wilds of East Riding to view us. How do you feel?
A bit bilious. Right. Could be that streaky bacon being past its expiry date.
I mean about this.
He's your son, not mine. Yours and Myra's. How should I feel? Ours died on the hearthrug.
It'll upset you, bound to. Having a 53-year-old son arriving out at blue.
Well, I expect he'll have changed a bit since you last saw him. Do you know, the seams have gone on 2 of these cushions. I could see the Queen's head poking through in 3 different places. It's a good thing I noticed it before the social services pay us another visit.
I'm telling Hetty to stop now, immediately, before any more harm's done.
I got carried away. I may have gone further than I meant. I'm like a terrier when I'm on the trail. If I've said too much, I shan't apologise. You've got to give information to get it. People should do their own dirty work. Then we could all sleep with a clear conscience. Frank's got that nest egg stuffed into cushions. He could have unpicked a few stitches and hired a professional detective. I've done very well for a novice. Found his son for him.
Let half of Yorkshire know so they can tell the other half. Huh. Hetty Wainthropp, the not-so-private detective.
You know, there's not one advert for a private investigator in this paper. How do people manage? I wonder if I should set up now I've had the experience. Put an advert in myself. See what replies I get.
Now that long-lost son you found will inherit the house and the money.
That money would have burnt a hole in my pocket.
Oh, I'd have walked behind you picking it up. So you run away with the idea that I've anything to leave.
What the heck am I going to say to Frank? I'll tell him the truth, that's best. I'll say I'm now in a position to bring him and little Bernard together. I shan't say they managed to worm this address out of me. No need to over-egg the pudding. Then while I'm in the mood, I'll write to the paper and put that advert in. Robert?
Oh, there goes Alf's trial patch of cabbages.
Did you post that letter to Frank?
About finding his son? You said post it, I posted it.
Idiot. I've had 2 letters this morning.
I know.
One from Frank telling me to stop everything. He doesn't want to find his son and he doesn't want his son to find him. The other from the son wanting Frank's address. I shall have to go south and intercept that letter.
What letter?
My letter. The one you posted to Frank. Then I shall write to the son telling him his father's passed away suddenly, no flowers by request.
What about my dinner? Tea, breakfast?
There's food in the freezer. Here's the back door key. I shall phone reverse charges after 6. And don't go telling the operator you've never heard of me like you did last time. Care for a piece of chocolate? Well, I shouldn't really, but I have a terrible sweet tooth. Everything tasty is bad for you. Or so they say. Love and peace aren't going to be much good if people refuse to speak to each other. Conversation makes the world go round, chum. In my day, we made our own entertainment. We sang and danced and made up stories. Turns my stomach the way you lot walk around, grunting like wizened elder statesmen, as if one complete sentence would cripple you. They should never have stopped the free school milk. You're all dried up inside, the lot of you.
Chocolate gives me asthma.
The bed's not aired. We weren't expecting you.
I came as soon as I heard.
Heard what?
From Frank. I came as soon as I heard from Frank.
Why?
I had a letter arrive this morning. I put on my coat and came at once.
I'll put a brick in the oven.
I didn't tell you to come and see us. I told you to stop looking for my son.
And I came straight here to find out exactly what you wanted me to do.
I want you to stop looking. It's not difficult.
Bread and jam or bread and marmite if you're hungry. We've had our tea.
No, thank you, Edith. I wouldn't have said no to a fatted calf with mushy peas. That's all you require, Wen? That I should cease to pursue my inquiries?
That's right. Stop.
I will. I'll go back home tomorrow quite happy now that I'm clear in my mind.
I don't know why it won't clear in first place.
I had to be certain. There's no Dubonnie in this house, I suppose.
I'm still liking that tea bag. I've only two I tipped.
Your letter said it was Edith's health that was holding you back. She looks all right to me.
Looks don't tell you everything.
Are you sure you'll be quite content never to see your son again? Even though he is your own flesh and blood?
Perhaps later. If Edith goes before me, we'll have to wait and see. What do you want to do about your tea?
Pardon?
You'll need a glass for your tea. You'd best keep him in room with you. If you leave him in bathroom, we won't lose where he knows.
Don't worry about your teeth, Hetty. They won't be overtaxed while you're with us. It's not as if I was popping in every evening to make demands on their pantry. Ugh. I must have food.
That'll be Hetty. Changed her mind about the bread and jam.
Oh.
There should be room for number 17, I think. I'll take it. I want to surprise them.
Oh, well, the sea's that way for paddling. I recommend it.
Thought I heard the milkman rattling his crates.
That'd be clever. The plastic and bottles were phased out for cartons. Those baked beans are sticking to the pan. Any letters?
I don't know, Frank. Has he been yet? I'll replace these eggs when I get to the shops.
Oh, no need.
They're not the same as they used to be, are they? Battery cages can't be as pleasant as strutting round a farmyard picking up what you fancy. I don't suppose you'd give of your best with a conveyor belt under your bum waiting for you to give birth. Hey, little hen, when, will you lay me an egg for my tea?
Two in your case, they'd have to go on overtime. Edith's having to lie in. She was awake most at night, listening to strange noises. Hetty?
Yes?
Just want to warn you, I shall be using the bathroom for the next hour.
Accept the charge? Nay, it's not 6, you know. We're not getting the cheap rate. I mean, it's still morning. Look, couldn't I accept it later?
It's Mrs. Wainthropp.
Oh, all right then. Hetty?
Has anybody been?
Has who been?
Has anybody been? Has Bernard Shawcross been?
Nobody's been.
Listen, if anyone calls at the house, I've gone to Scotland for the Highland Games. Don't, whatever you do, give him Frank's address. Nobody must know where I am, and nobody must know where Frank is. Is that understood? Bernard Shawcross is bad news.
Oh, I meant to tell you. There's a man phoned from the newspaper about your advert. Hetty? Hetty? Oh, fiddlesticks.
I bought some eggs to replace the 2 I ate, and a couple of hot water bottles.
Oh, you didn't bother about the beans.
What beans?
They, 2 tomato sauce. One thing if we couldn't run to a small tin of beans now and then for an old friend.
Oh.
Just happened to notice. Frank's gone out.
Was it something I said?
He left the house like one of them tornado things that used to clean floors on television.
What's that? A map of Treasure Island. I can see the black spot. There's more than one.
He often checks the rubbish bin to see what I've been spending my money on. He just happened to rattle the bean tin and found it wasn't empty. Couldn't read all the letter because of the tomato sauce. What's this bit? He left the house with over £1,000. 2 cushions I had to unpick. For all I know, he might be on his way to the railway station and be running away again.
On his way to the betting shop, more like. He'll have 4 cushions full by nightfall.
He's terrified of meeting his son again after all these years. If you'd taken the trouble to think, instead of bouncing about all over Yorkshire, you'd have realised what it must be like to come face to face with a stranger, knowing him to be your own flesh and blood abandoned in infancy. Not to mention having your only friend lie to you, interfere with Her Majesty's Royal Mail and let you down.
Hell's teeth, woman! How did I know he was going to blow hot and cold? He's the bigamist. He's the child deserter. He's the one who's cheating Social Security and even poor little Meals on Wheels, and I'm the one that gets it in the neck. So don't sit there, Edith Merriman, oozing moral blackmail from every ear. Because I might just forget I came top of the class in etiquette. Is there no Duke Bonnet in this house?
They're off and running at Fontwell, 2:30.
Yeah. Go on. Pauperise me.
Secondary study, coming in early.
Preston's pacer in the 2:30 at York. £2,000.
Bunching around the first corner.
That bugger wins more often than not. We'll have to lay it off.
Might be a story in that. Send Sheila over to interview her.
Still Dolly Vera with Preston Pacer moving up fast. Preston's pacer leading from Patricia Bell. Buster Gut making a good effort. Buster Gut taking 3rd place. Battling it out, D'Oliveira falling behind. Preston's pacer making his bid now. D'Oliveira, Preston's pacer. And it's Preston's pacer by a length. Yes, a clear length. Preston's pacer, D'Oliveira 3rd is Buster Gut, and Patricia Bell quite a long way down the field.
I think champagne all round may be in order.
Right, Buster Gut, but a clear win for Preston's pacer.
Hetty's gone. Meals on Wheels has been. I've kept yours hot.
We'll need another cushion. I don't know what I want, Edie. I'm that upset.
But he hasn't got our address at any rate. He doesn't know where we live.
We thought we might do a spread on you this coming Wednesday.
That'll be nice.
Have you had many replies to your advert?
Not strictly speaking, no.
Any at all?
There was one letter from a gentleman, but he must have got the wrong end of the stick.
It's you he's after.
That's obvious, Irene.
It must be your advert. Or that article. Did you see that newspaper article about our Hetty? No black leather for Super Grand Sleuth?
I'll go and talk to him. I'll be back later.
Mrs. Hetty Wainthropp?
That's me.
I'm Bernard Shawcross.
Thought you might be.
That man was weeping. Was it the Spanish onions?
We don't talk about it.
Is he all right?
As right as you'd be if a 16-year-old employed on a youth opportunity scheme ran off with your wife and your delivery van. It's bound to affect his no-claims bonus.
I wanted to talk to you about my father. Do you think I might come in?
Well, I'm not bringing your tea out here.
In my picture of Dad, it's always summer. And it always includes women. Not just one. And they're all scantily dressed. You know, well-proportioned. Dad's driving at speed, wearing a cap and a white silk muffler. Mrs. Wainthropp, where is my father?
I can't tell you. I made a promise.
It's like being rejected twice over.
Try not to think of it like that. Tell me about your own wife and family.
We're separated. My wife has a little trouble with reality. She can't accept too much of it. My son lives with her. That's the other reason I came to see you.
About the separation?
My son's disappeared.
Oh?
Since you managed to trace me so cleverly, and seeing that article in the paper just now, I thought...
Have you got a photograph?
He doesn't like being photographed. Because of his acne, mainly. This is from a school production of HMS Pinafore.
The face is familiar. I suppose they all look the same at that age. It's funny how they all get those spots round their mouths. Does he dribble a lot, or is it too many cakes and biscuits? The profile is definitely familiar. Could be the sailor hat.
He just walked out of school on his last day there and never came home. No jobs, no hope. His mother and me don't inspire him. He once told me he'd like to jump into the canal, break the skin of scum on the surface and let it just heal over him. He'd seen a programme on TV about people living in cardboard boxes. They were being given soup and asked about their health. He seemed to think that sort of life would suit him.
Oh, look now, Sal. One underage male in doorway of well-known risk theatre. Pimples throbbing in anticipation of a good square meal.
Clocked him, Fred. 13 if he's a day. Poor little sod's trainers must be giving him hell.
Do the T&D?
Why not? After 3. 1 and 2 and done. Haven't seen you on the meat rack before, Sonny.
It's a beer crate.
Age?
16.
Pull the other one.
It's bad for your sight.
Try my liege, I did deny no prisoners.
My liege, I did deny no prisoners. But I remember when fight was done.
Halifax.
Close enough.
4 miles out at most.
5 1/4.
Left there Wednesday night.
Friday afternoon.
I'm now resident.
Here.
Postal address for the use of.
There you've got me.
Be our guest.
Good bit from him. Hetty said he'd write.
Bernard?
Bernard. A postcard from Hetty.
Oh, what'd she say?
She's in London searching for my grandson. Says she's turned professional.
Professional what?
Detective.
That was you put the idea into her head.
Geoffrey? Jeff? Geoffrey Shawcross. Your father's worried about you. If you're in there, Geoffrey Shawcross, I'd like a word with you. Good evening. I do hope I haven't disturbed you. I'm looking for a young man who may have joined your number. This is his photo. I wonder if you might have seen him on your travels.
Dear Father, it seems very strange for me to write these words after so much water has passed under the bridge. I'm now the manager of a cold storage unit for the Lean-In Price Wholesale Butchery. I have one son, Geoffrey, now aged 16, though he still looks much younger. His present whereabouts are a bit of a mystery. As Mrs. Wainthropp may have told you, she's been kind enough to offer me her talents as a private investigator. She seems confident that Geoffrey is in London, somewhere. Jeff hasn't much of a head on him, and I fear for his safety. One reads of so many horrible things that can happen to a child in London.
Where are you from?
Halifax.
We're from Bristol. We're looking for a third party to share a room in a squat.
I've no money.
Squats are free. We need someone to keep place tidy. We collect things and we need someone to look after them. What do you say?
What do you collect?
Oh, anything that's not tied down.
You need a face sauna for them spots of yours.
And a sun lamp. Have a look under S.
The work's not arduous. It's more like being a curator.
Our long-term ambition is to distribute a catalogue like the mail order companies. Excuse me.
So, this is the deal. No money changes hands. But we keep you in food and clothes. You keep the room tidy. And you sleep with each of us in turn.
I've not done this sort of work before.
Nothing to it. You're not gay, are you? And you are familiar with the alphabet? Ideally suited, then. Oh, and when I said sleep, didn't of course mean sleep. Sleep's just a polite word for sex.
Oh, already? How nice. We'll save tea till afterwards, shall we?
I've got no references I can show you.
We wouldn't want any soiled goods, Jeff.
What you collecting, honey?
I'm not collecting, I'm searching for someone. And my name's not Honey. I'm Chief Detective Inspector Henry Wainthropp. This is a disguise buster, so hop it.
Now that's a coincidence, but I'm searching too. For a deeply rewarding relationship with an intelligent and mature woman. You just might fit the bill.
I am the Bill. The old Bill. So sure.
Posing as a police officer in a provocative manner can get you nicked. Why don't I make a citizen's arrest and take you back to my padded cell?
Well, I thought you had a plastic bowl there I could soak these feet in. I mightn't even put up a struggle.
Ain't no fun without the struggle, honey.
You know, this is making us ill.
Write to him then. Tell him to come and see us, is what you want.
Let me think about it, eh?
Been thinking of nothing else.
He's still not been handed in. They say there's over 100 young kids disappear every day. It's my opinion they're not bothered. Aren't there any mature, intelligent women where you live that you could follow about all day?
They've all gone to seed.
Oh, you talk. With your bald spot the size of a Jaffa orange and your National Health choppers rocking and rolling like a grand piano at sea. You know, I'm really enjoying this job. If it wasn't for the fact that all my equipment passed its guarantee, I'd be doing it twice as fast. Come on, Joe. Number 30, please.
30, madam.
Thank you, young man. Sorry.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, dear.
After you, Cecil.
No, after you, Carl.
That was a lovely film. I'll never forget it.
Oh, Phillida.
Hetty.
Meadowhite.
Wainthropp. Is that your toast burning?
Oh, be an angel. Unplug it for me. Must rush. Little girl's room.
I thought we weren't supposed to do self-catering.
Oh, we aren't, but I've got special dispensation for being a lifer in this mausoleum. I would offer you a drink, but the porter's let me down and I don't go out.
I was just searching for somebody with strong wrists.
Oh, one of my few talents. The glasses are in the thing. Been doing a lot of walking, I see.
Oh, yes.
I used to do feet. And just for the moment, yours reminded me of Deirdre Hanson-Pike's. She was one of Princess Marina's ladies, until her arches descended with a dull thud. In a way, they came to resemble the rest of poor Deirdre.
I'm searching for a young man.
Oh, highly commendable.
He's a 16-year-old boy, actually.
Never apologise. Never explain. Before I retired from the world, I moved in some very liberal circles.
If he's coming, I shall want me hair doing.
I'll do it. You like where I did it before, once I got knack of cutting it straight?
Properly. I want it done properly. In a salon.
You tried that before. V-Day. Permanent wave. Didn't last.
I've moved on from curling tongs, you know. You sit under these hood things and read magazines.
You look different.
That's right. Terrible risk I'd be taking. You might go off me.
I'm not having you back in this house looking like a stick of candy floss that somebody's poured ink over.
I'm not having it rinsed. Just cut and set.
It's me he's coming to see. Not a bathing beauty contest.
Just as well then, isn't it?
But you'll never find him walking your feet off. He could always be 2 paces behind you. You must be static. Or do I mean stationary? There are 1 or 2 places in this town where, if you sit there long enough, the whole world will be paraded before you at least once. And some of them several times. Mind you, you can ignore that. They're mostly traffic wardens.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
You've not given it a rinse at all, have you?
No, madam, hardly at all.
Very nice.
I'm back. Hi there, Ramo. Are you decent? I'm coming anyway. Never mentioned the clearing out sale.
Edith? Very nice. Don't seem to have done much for the money. How much?
I got it cheaper being an OAP.
Cheaper than what?
And it would have been otherwise.
Tell him to go.
He's come all this way. You've got to see him.
You see him.
Is Mr. Shawcross at home?
Mr. Frank Cross, yes.
Might I see him, please?
He's busy at the moment. Would you like to come in and wait?
Thank you.
Found us all right, then. You are Frank's son, I take it? He won't be long now. I don't expect. Frank! Mr. Shawcross has arrived. He's waiting, Frank. Do have a chair. It's Bernard, really, isn't it? Frank tells me you were born in Preston Infirmary. The best place hospital. If anything should go wrong. You've met Hetty, Mrs. Wainthropp. She had all hers in Prendergast ward. I expect she'll have mentioned it. Excuse me.
Got to get this on before 4:30 at A-Dog.
I'll take it.
You can't.
Why not?
Women in a betting shop?
No sex discrimination here, surely. Frank, I'd like you to meet Mr. Shawcross, whom I believe you know.
I'd have thought you'd grown out of this by now.
Situate the positive, girl. A negative attitude gets you nowhere. You haven't failed. You made new friends. You've seen a lot of London. Only Westbourne Grove been omitted from your itinerary.
You know that, I know that. But I'm going to tell him in the village shop. I won't forget you, you know.
Take these. Think of me when you're eating them.
Goodbye, Chalky.
Au revoir, as we say in Tobago.
Excuse me. Hold those. Thank you. Would you like one?
Chocolate gives me asthma.
Oh, I am sorry. I had a brother once who couldn't go near cats. Big red patches and his eyes. I need to spit on it. You and me have got a lot of talking to do, young man. And a lot of time to do it. The stench was something awful. Garbage and God knows what. They waste a lot of food down there. All around me were pimps, prostitutes, rapists, muggers, the riffraff of Soho. But I said to myself, Hetty, you've not lived all these years and given birth in Prendergast Ward while the Germans were bombing Preston docks to be scared off by a couple of rapists and a nasty smell. The boy needs you. Oh, it's run out.
What did it feel like, Geoff, when Mrs. Wainthropp rolled aside the cabbage leaves and told you she'd come to take you home?
It's all a bit confused now. At first I thought I was hallucinating. You know, with not having eaten for a week. I was too weak to talk, really. I remember trying to concentrate on the 23rd Psalm. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That bit. I mean, how'd you say thank you for that?
And now, Geoffrey is to help Hetty find more missing persons. The public response to their story has been sensational. So, if any viewer has someone you love who's disappeared, we'll give you the address to write to at the end of the programme. Hetty? Geoff?
Thank you very much. Fiancé left her at the church.
When?
1936.
No. Here's another letter from that gentleman who wanted to photograph me in black leather. He's put his offer up to £100. That cheeky monkey.
We put that aside for a rainy day. Perhaps he'll let you keep the black leather. That sofa needs recovering anyway.
Another proposal of marriage?
Me or you?
Me.
Robert?
Oh, yes. Well. Hetty's still ahead, though.
Oh, I'll catch you, though. I've got youth on my side. Oh, here's a cheque.
How much?
£10 for immediate expenses.
Thank you.
The problem's going to be deciding which one to tackle first.
So far, that's a total of £506 and a postal order for 28p from a little girl who's lost a pet rabbit.
Ah.
What's for lunch?
It's your hands I chiefly remember. You started fires.
Where?
Where we lived. When I was small, you'd roll newspapers round your fingers. No wood, then the right size lumps of coal.
Oh, lighting coal fires. I thought you meant arson for a moment.
You used to feed me with a spoon, comb me hair, wipe me nose.
Somebody had to.
Now that Hetty's found your son, won't you be wanting to go and see him?
Oh. Oh, yes, perhaps I'd better.
He's staying at her place, isn't he? Helping her. No point in our Bernard going home. He won't be there.
He's not our Bernard.
Has there ever been a ransom demand?
Well, not unless they telephoned while we were out.
Was she interested in any fringe religion? The Moonies, Hare Krishna, Seventh-day Adventists? Did you have Jehovah's Witnesses knocking at the door?
She admired the Salvation Army for a while, though she was never very musical herself.
What was she interested in?
Well, nothing much. Well, one can't be when one's doing one's O-levels. She was due to take her English Lit on the day she disappeared. The mill on the Floss is by her bed now, just as she left it.
What sort of girl is your daughter?
Very shy. She'd blush if the television newsreader looked up from his papers. Bit sheltered, perhaps. I can't believe she'd go off of her own free will. We'd warned her about getting into cars that crawl the curb or messing with the rougher elements of the Polytechnic.
2.5 years is a long time without a word of any kind.
That's what Harold said. But people have been known to lose their memory, haven't they? She could have forgotten the postal code or anything. And now, we haven't discussed fees or expenses. I suppose London is the right place to look.
I don't imagine many folk run away to Middlesbrough.
Your mother had the most perfect feet I've ever seen. Chilblains the size as lemon pips. Toenails like little coconut flakes.
Disappeared. That's all she'd tell me. When I was 8 years old, I asked her, "Where's my daddy?" Disappeared. I looked the word up. To cease to be visible. The next word afterwards was disappoint.
What's your wife like?
We married late and should have separated sooner. She drinks to blot out what she can't face.
Oh, your mother didn't drink. But I don't remember a time when she didn't smell a stale tobacco smoke or Barraclough mild and bitter. Yet she neither drank nor smoked. No, she used to wipe down tables, empty ashtrays, shuffle round in her bedroom slippers, teasing the regulars. She always claimed she enjoyed her work. After you were born, she didn't enjoy nothing.
We should be getting back. Mrs. Cross said she'd have supper ready.
Mrs. Cross? Do you know what I call your mother? More life Myra, because she preferred the pub to being at home with us. When I married Edith, she was a merryman. She wasn't least bit merry then. She won't be cross now. Women never live up to their names. Not in my experience.
Don't slobber over me feet, Frank. Sets the chilblains itching.
It's your hands I chiefly remember.
I wonder how they come to London, these young people.
Coach, I suppose. Well, I did. You can't afford the train if you're running away.
Right, I've got it. Back to basics. We follow young girls from coach stations and see where they go.
She went in there.
Be a customer.
Weddings?
Yeah?
Bride and groom, family group, parents-in-laws, best man, album stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Mounted in full color, 10x8s with wedding cake thrown in, all the trimmings. How much?
How much what?
Do you charge, man?
Nothing.
All free?
I don't do weddings. I do artistic stuff, like what you just put your fingerprints on. I do portraits, passport photos while you wait. I sell film, flashbulbs, home movie equipment for the DIY enthusiasts, carry cases for the tidy-minded, second-hand cameras for the foolhardy, and slide projectors for those with too many friends. But aggro, I don't need, so I don't do weddings. And the best news yet is, I don't do Jewish weddings. I'm a happy man, okay?
Okay, portraits, eh?
Strictly by appointment only. Gotta be in the right frame of mind. Cheers.
She's not in there.
She has to be.
You have a look. And don't buy anything.
You wouldn't happen to have a manual diaphragm for a Pentax 100 1956 series, would you?
Can't get me hands on one for love or money.
If you want a job doing properly, do it yourself. Do you have a body to go with that head, young man?
Certainly, madam, but it's all tied up at the moment, developing a rush order.
Feet have characters, did you know that? Now, my left, he's a bit of a bother boy. Tough as old boots. Roll your trousers up. Now, Mr. Right, he's different. Bit puffy round the ankles, like a stockbroker. How about yours?
Both rather ordinary, I think.
Just walk over there.
What now?
Yeah, you know, saunter backwards and forwards to the table. There's a good lad.
Feel a bit self-conscious.
Oh, we don't want any of that. Come on, I'll do it with you. You see, you can't judge feet until you've seen them in action. No, don't put them down as though you're walking on glass. Act natural. Relax. You're not going to fall. Daddy's with you. Not used to visitors. Come on, lass, we're too old for this. You with your mauve hair and me with my best collar still missing. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. All three of us on edge. He only took a week away from cold store. He'll be going back soon. Come down and watch me make fire like we always do. Help me out. You get your biscuit tin out. We can look at some old photos. Show him your rash. He's interested in hands. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef.
Well, everything I can think of. She was a girl with no vices. Except the snakes. I never talk about those. They give me goose pimples. She wanted a carpet python for her 15th birthday. They can grow to be 10 feet long. And how could we be sure in Cheshire to find enough rats and mice to keep it happy?
Did any of the girls we followed show any evidence of an attachment to snakes?
One had a leopard skin handbag.
Crocodile boots.
Wasn't there a moleskin jacket with kangaroo pockets?
And one bought some budgie seed.
Jeff, you take the zoo, reptile house. Make notes on the habits of the carpet python and keep your eyes skinned in case our girl turns up to visit her friends. Cheers.
I seen a snake somewhere recently.
Where?
In a photograph.
That's a lot of help.
Yeah, nipples the size of jelly babies.
Snakes don't have nipples. They're young or independent the moment they're born. Just as we should be.
I thought you'd failed your GCSEs.
Not the snake, man. The crumpet. Where was it now?
They're strictly for adults, madam.
And what am I, a wizened 4-year-old? You had a snake in one of these drawers 3 days ago.
Well, in that case, it'll be hungry by now, so I wouldn't go...
Ah! Here she is. Well, well, well. A little cockney sparrow, eh? More like the figurehead of a galleon. After only 2 years, doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself?
Did you take this?
I haven't the equipment, in any sense of the word, to do work like that. I buy those by the gross.
And some of them are. You should look inside the "It's Only a Headache" doctor drawers.
Who supplies you? He'd know the photographer. And maybe the model.
Mine?
What would this picture cost, with the name of your supplier scribbled on the back?
An arm and a leg, and they'd both be mine.
Suppose you whisper it to me and I'll say I found the photo in an antique shop in Harrogate.
That little girl we followed in here 3 days ago.
Told me she was 14.
You got any pictures of her for sale in here? Passport pictures, maybe. Your own word.
The snake girl's the one you want, right? Well, if she's nifty with reptiles, she'll be doing the clubs. The Mozambique, leathered lady, Saigon armpits, the stripper tees. They do mostly animal acts. Oh, and then there's the pride of the empire. There's a donkey there, farts to rule Britannia. Bound to be at least one snake act there.
Not now. Save it till Christmas.
Beryl Lilium, you want your bottom smacking.
Mrs. Frank Cross? Yes? Please don't be alarmed. Might I come in for a chat? Do you mind if I take my shoes off? Oh, they've not done 10 miles yet, and they're giving me a jip. Kitchen's through there, is it? Cup of tea would be nice. Settle us both down. Now, tidy away anything sharp.
Is there a television camera with you?
No, dear. Why do you ask?
Thought it might be one of those programmes.
No, dear. Nothing like that. I'm just your friendly neighbourhood Bobby. You can call me Alice. Now, why don't you make yourself nice and comfy while I'm doing this? Off you go. I'll bring it in. Better have it nice and strong. I want to see you sitting really comfortably when I come in with this tray. Mugs, milk, sugar. I think we better have lots of sugar. Oh, that's more like it. This beats chasing skinheads off the beach any day. Good, strong, and lots of sugar. Now, can you honestly say you're comfy sitting there? You look a bit tense to me. Oh, what a lot of cushions you have.
There's something to fall back on.
So many imaginative ideas. Gee.
I know you're frightened, but you won't be on your own. I shall be with you. Don't you remember, we promised. We'd go together or we wouldn't go at all. How could you forget that? I don't break my promises. I intend to keep my baby alive until we're both good and ready.
I've grown. Like Topsy. It's taken us a long time, but we've finally persuaded Beryl that Chester isn't such a bad place to live after all.
I want to open a club there, Mummy.
A youth club?
More for your mature family man. And I want you to meet Axminster.
How do you do, Mr. Axminster?
It's not me. Him.
What a great silly you are. How could you think such a thing? 2:30? Workhouse Wally? No, I'm not going to leave you. Who else would put up with you? Nobody's going to cart you away. That's just nonsense, and you know it. Wouldn't take you out of that hospital just so you could be put straight back in. 3:45. River Ribble. Yes, I do still love you. We love each other, always have done. Though it hasn't always been easy to tell. Not that we'll have no faces. You look like an old sheep chewing turnips. Won't be anyone important. Never is.
Oh, come in.
In the front room.
You've a visitor, Frank.
Hello, Dad. Dad? It's all right, Dad. Don't be scared. I'm not going to bite you. It's Bernard. Your son. We met 3 weeks ago. We had a long talk about Mother. Your first wife. And feet. And we went on the Dodgems. I don't think he knows who I am. He looks so terrified.
It's just an expression he has. Anything out of the ordinary frightens him.
Isn't there anything you can give him to calm him down?
Well, a kiss and a cuddle usually does the trick. But I don't like being watched. Slip into the hall and take your jacket off. And shoes. Shoes are always a good idea, because then he'll know you haven't come to take 'em away from me. That's what he fears the most. I kept all your letters. I expect you'd like them back. He quite enjoyed reading them, the ones that came before his stroke. Made him very thoughtful. I never opened the others. One of them had a lot of stamps on.
It was school reports.
Your son's?
Mine. I thought he'd be interested. I'd have come sooner if I'd known.
Well, I've been too busy for letter writing.
Would you mind if I read some of these?
No, not at all. I'd like to hear how you got on at school.
Bernard Shawcross, age 7, Form 1B. Bernard seems to be dogged by bad luck, and I feel sure his work would improve if only something good were to happen to him. At present, he seems to be a sad little boy for whom the world is a frightening place. Do you think he's listening?
Well, it's hard to tell sometimes, but I think he is. Do go on. I'd like to know what happened.
Bernard Shawcross, age 13, Form 3B. Bernard is a dreamer who lacks attention, energy, and a sense of humour. A good, strong iron tonic would do him and his boils a world of good. The only subject which appears to hold his interest is geography. But frankly, I cannot see Bernard attaining the other qualities needed to become a great explorer. I think he's laughing.
Well, he did make a joke. And he does that when his bowels are on the move. We shall know which it is in a minute. Do go on.
This looks interesting.
Speaking as your financial director, we only just made a profit out of Beryl Lilium. Too much time was spent in strip clubs.
And speaking of your husband, I'm getting bloody tired of frozen oven-ready chips and peas.
Beat me Daddy 8 to the bar when Budapest was young. The little boy that Santa Claus forgot. Be like a kettle and sing. Hetty and her brothers, do you remember them?
Why does a cow have 4 legs?
I must find out somehow.
Well, you don't know.
I don't know.
And neither does the cow.
It always made me be the cow. Could never manage the 4 legs, kept tripping up over me udder. Oh, here's our wedding reception. It's a lovely spread Hetty's mother put on. She was always kind to me. Hetty wore that blue dress. Quite outshone me. Oh, I shan't bother with that one. Now then. What have we here? Men thought she was just a good time girl until... One for you, Frankie. And here's one for me. She was in utter despair, a victim of anemia and nerves. Oh, here's that recipe for coconut pyramids again, Mary Evelyn. They got under your teeth. How Mary Norman became an allure lovely. How can I turn the page with you holding on to my hand like that? Oh, I got round to cutting those fingernails of yours, did I? Oh, my mother before she were married. Everything turned out sepia in them days, even the aspidistra. Oh, look. Here's that one of you and me with that greyhound of yours. Mm-hmm. You know, the one that ate your socks and was ill for months. What's the matter? We fallen out? Don't you want to hold my hand anymore? Don't go to sleep on me yet. I shall never get you back to bed. What about another little chuckle, eh? I see. We've to earn it, have we? Your Uncle Ben and his fireman's uniform. Leslie Ridley, pretending to hold up Blackpool Tower. Hetty and the boys again. Don't know who this is. Can't make it out anymore. It's hardly worth keeping now. Frankie, say something. Make one of your noises. Not on your own. Not without me, I won't let you. You promised me we'd go together or we wouldn't go at all. That's what we agreed. Please, Frankie. Wait for me. Just a little longer. Please, baby. Wait for me.
It's too late for any of that now.
are you?
No, of course not.
It's all right, then.
Travel everywhere in that thing at the ratepayer's expense. I said clear as day it was only a tiny front door I wanted shifting. You could have come on your bikes.
You better wait here.
No way, Buster. I'm going in first to make sure she's decent. She'd never forgive me. Number 4's got her smalls out to dry already. 5 pairs of knickers, 3 bras, size 42 cup. Never seen such swank. Room service! There was a woman in our road, only 52, went on a diet to lose weight. Pleased with herself at first, she lost so much, then got a bit depressed and went off food entirely. Before she knew where she was, they had her in the infirmary tied to the bed with this drip thing up her hooter. Ta-da!
When are you coming back?
She won't eat and she won't talk to me. She's driving me mad and I daren't leave her. It's her birthday tomorrow. I'll get some response out of her or perish in the attempt. Happy birthday! Look what the Tooth Fairy has brought. If you don't want me sleeping in this bed, you've only to say. It's no fun for me either, you know. You're not exactly Ronald Coleman. But I am not sleeping downstairs, and I am not lugging that bed back to the so-called guest room on my own. It's from your best friend. How nice of her. never to remember. Now you can get to that bathroom and back on your own now, or Edith. And if you can get as far as that, you can blooming well slide down those stairs. 'Cause tonight is party night. And that's not an invitation, it's a summons. Getting up's the easy part. Used to take half an hour to get into and 10 seconds to get out of. All done by practice. Stop torturing yourself, Hetty Wainthropp, and find something that'll stretch. Do you want to wash first? Okay. It's okay by me. Can't smell a thing with these sinuses. Your party clothes are laid out in the spare room, madam. Come on, you can't get dressed lying down. Don't waste the evil eye on me, Edith Merriman. Women twice your size have tried that, and they all ended up needing bifocals. Come on. Let's give your bed sores a night off. I've still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. lot's got sniffling Edith Snickers in the knot, don't we? Yes! We know why she's looking like a carrot half scrape, don't we? Yes!
You work, you slave, you worry so, but you can't take your dough when you go.
See, there he is, he's come back to you. Let's wrap him in a sheet for the cremation. Frank's dead. They buried him last week. You weren't fit to attend. I took some of this and I bought 3 wreaths. One from his son, one from me, and the best and the biggest I could find from you. They played Now Is the Hour, Ave Maria, and the Holy City. You would have approved, I'm sure. He's dead, and you have to let him go. I'm sorry for spoiling your plans, but as your oldest and dearest friend, I should have been consulted. It's all down to luck who goes first, and you lost. And now you're being a bad loser. Here. Watch. Let's see him go. Let's burn him. This time you're fit to attend. That's the start, girl. Let them come, for God's sake. Here. Here. Let him go. Help him on his way. That'll do. We need the rest for a holiday. Come on. You be the woman. I'll lead.
It won't harm him to wait a bit longer for you. There can't be much to rush about for where he is.